day, everyone. Welcome to our virtual show, Let's Talk It Out Communication in Real Life. I am your host, Sophia, and today we're diving into how communication really works, from its basic principles to the barriers we face and how we overcome them in everyday life. Joining me today are my classmates, Daniel Paul, Gio Tagarao, and Aliyah Ibarra. Let's start with the basic. Communication is something we do every day, but doing it effectively is the real challenge. Daniel, let's hear from you first. What communication principles do you usually practice?
Thank you, Sophia. The principles of communication I practice are clarify, respect, and active listening. I try to explain my thoughts clearly so I won't be misunderstood and listen carefully before responding. And I also make sure to respect others people's opinions even if I don't fully agree with them.
That's a great answer, Daniel. Practicing clarity and active listening really helps avoid misunderstanding, and respect keeps conversation healthy and productive. Now let's hear from Gio. What principles do you follow when communicating?
For me, communication should be a two-way and honest. I practice give feedback respectfully and making sure that body language matches what I'm saying. I believe that communication is effective when both people understand each other, not just when one person talks.
Very true, Gio. Communication isn't just about speaking. It's about understanding, and body language definitely plays a big role. Aliyah, how about you? What principle do you follow?
I focus on empathy and openness. I try to understand the feelings of the person I'm talking to, not just their words. Being open helps avoid misunderstandings and builds trust.
That is a wonderful perspective, Aliyah. Empathy and openness allow us to connect better and build stronger relationships. Of course, communication isn't always smooth. We all face challenges when expressing ourselves. Daniel, what communication barriers do you usually experience?
One barrier I experience is nervousness, especially when speaking in front of others. Sometimes I also struggle with choosing the right words, which can lead to misunderstanding.
Thank you for sharing that, Daniel. Nervousness is very common, especially in public speaking situations. Gio, what about you? What barriers do you face?
For me, the biggest barrier is distraction, like noise or using gadget during conversation. Another barrier is assumption, when people assume what I mean instead of asking.
That is very relatable, especially in today's digital age where distractions are everywhere. Aliyah, what about you?
I experience emotional barriers, especially when I am stressed or upset. When emotions are high, it becomes harder to communicate clearly.
That is very true. Emotions can strongly affect how we communicate and how messages are received. Now that we've discussed the challenges, let's talk about solutions. Communication barriers are unavoidable, but they can be managed. Daniel, how do you overcome these barriers?
To overcome nervousness, I prepare what I want to say and practice speaking confidently. I also ask questions to make sure the other person understands me correctly.
That is a great strategy, Daniel. Preparation and clarification really help build confidence and understanding. Gio, how do you solve communication barriers?
I try to minimize distraction by giving my full attention to the person I'm talking to. And I also clarify my message and encourage others to ask questions.
Nice approach, Gio. Giving full attention shows respect and improves communication. Aliyah, how do you handle communication barriers?
So I solve emotional barriers by calming myself first before speaking. I also express my feelings honestly but respectfully so the conversation stays healthy.
That is a very healthy way to communicate, Aliyah. Managing emotions help keep conversation positive and productive. Thank you so much to our guests for sharing your thoughts and experiences. Today we learned that effective communication requires clarity, respect, honesty, empathy, and awareness of the barriers we face. By improving how we communicate, we can build better relationship and understanding with others. This has been Let's Talk It Out, Communication in Real Life. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.